Okay, a different style of photography now. We're going to try and photograph some swans on this pool just here. Before we go in too close, rather than getting it from a standing position, we're going to try and get it from really low down. So I brought a photographer's best friend along, a beanbag. This will go on the floor and the camera will go on top. That will give me the support that I need in order to get the pictures that I want. I'm not going to go in too close too soon, because at the moment the subjects that I want, these two swans, are right at the edge of the pool. And if I go in too close, they're going to be too close to be able to photograph. So we're just going to wait for a short while until they move away, and then we're going to go in really quite quickly, get the beanbag on the floor, get the camera on the beanbag, and as the birds come towards us, then we're going to try and get some pictures. Because they're going to be coming in quite close, I'm not going to use this big lens, I'm going to go for a shorter lens, a 70 to 200. That will mean that I've got the opportunity to zoom out as the birds come in closer and give me more options for actually framing the photograph. So we'll go and do that now. Here we've put the camera directly on a beanbag that's sitting on the floor. The reason that we've done this is to give us a low and intimate view of the swan, because it's not a viewpoint that most people see. Most people see the world from a standing position, so if you take your photographs from much lower down, it can make a far more interesting photograph. What I'm also looking at here is the background. If I take a photograph with the beanbag there looking at the swan, I've got lots of white highlights in the background which don't look all that good. If I move just a foot this way, I can use the trees as a dark background, and it means that the swan really stands out. So you can be really careful with your backgrounds, because it can make or break a photograph. See, here what we've done is we've actually set up the camera so that we're using the trees as a background, and you can see that there's no distracting highlights in the background. You can see that here we've moved the camera and the beanbag slightly, and on the right hand side of the picture you've got light coming through the trees, and it just distracts from the background, it just takes something away from the swan. So here we haven't controlled the background in the way that we should have done. I just love photographing swans. They always seem to give you a different picture. If you're careful around them, they won't come for you. They're not aggressive at all. I think it might be the combination of the black and the white and the orange. And you can get down low and you can take headshots, you can go in close onto the feathers. There's just something about a swan that's so elegant and regal. I can't resist taking pictures, and I must have thousands of pictures of swans. And this is half of the fun of photography, that you can take perhaps one of the most common birds in the country and try and make something different out of it. Try and make something abstract out of it, something that people are going to coo over. And that's what keeps me buzzing as a wildlife photographer. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take some pictures.